Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new stream where I just walked over here and oh my god, the camera's not working! No! How can this be? How can this be? Alright, we're gonna swap on over to a working camera. Man, I thought the camera was working there. But I guess it's not. I don't know why it's not working. Let me try this once more, see whether the camera decides to work right now. If it doesn't decide to work, then I guess we're just gonna be, we're not gonna be using that scene right there. Even though I had it all properly set up, as you might be, well, you can't see that, but hold on. Let me see if I can. Yep, nope, there it says no signal, so we're just gonna go sit here, we're just gonna go and enjoy our time here, and then we'll just see what the hell happens further on. We're not gonna go there. That's unfortunate. That is really, really unfortunate, because I was really, really looking forward to, like, using that scene. Because honestly, like, I made it there. I think it, like, I don't know, like, in my mind, it always looks cooler than I think it is. It's like, I love the idea of just having, like, the couch scene, so I'm not really bound by, you know, just sitting on a chair sort of stuff. I feel like it spices things up a little bit more from, like, the regular, like, gaming chair idea. However, at the same time, it's kind of like not, like, I don't like the color scheme all that much. It's a lot of gray, and at the same time, it's also like I'm far away from my controls and stuff. Villager, how's it going, man? Got my books for school today, and I really want to get home earlier when I was getting the books. Man, school's starting back up again. It is so bad. It is so bad. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. You know what's the worst? You know what's the absolute worst? Is that it's not just about, like, school starting up again. It's about the moment you go in there, it's like an entire year is ahead of you. It's like, it is the worst time, because you're in there and it's like, okay, now I have to wait like 12 months, or actually 10 months. I have to wait 10 months before I can do this shit again, before I can be free again. It's like, oh my god, I feel you so bad, man. I feel you so bad. I did nothing productive for 3 months. Hey, that's called having a vacation, man. That is called having a vacation. So hey, good on you. Good on you. So here we go again. 9 months of bullshit. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Are you like, what are, like, what are you looking like? Let me see. Like, I don't want this question to be too negative, because I was gonna ask you, like, oh, what are you looking forward to the least? Like, how long you still have to go, man? Like, let's put it that way. How long you still have to go? Because maybe, like, it's only a few more years and then you're done. In theory, I could run away and stay in the military for 11 more months. But would you want to? Would the military be better? I don't know. Like, I mean, starting 11th grade, what does that mean? 11th grade is like, it's like 12, like, the last grade. So does that mean 1 more year after this? So, like, 2 more years in total, I guess? I'm not sure. We don't have the same education system as, like, the Americans or, like, a lot of people. 2 years left out of the 12. Okay. Almost there. The final years. Oh boy, I feel you on that. I feel you. I'm also gonna be starting soon with, like, the final year in uni. I mean, like, final year to get bachelor's, and then you can always continue on with, like, your master's, and you can also continue on with, like, your PhD. But man, I really don't know. One thing which I am feeling more and more though is that like, the idea of something tends to be bigger, like a bigger obstacle than, like, the actual thing itself. Because, for instance, like, I was looking towards the things that I have to do for, like, university, and, like, a lot of university stuff is going to be, like, on site again, which is not going to be online because COVID is quote unquote over, as people are saying. So, like, I'm really not looking forward to that, because to me it seems like a very fucking, like, it feels bad on my time. It's like people not respecting my time at all, because basically instead of me being able to turn on my PC, watch a lecture, like, within 2 hours because I run it on 2 times speed, I have to go there. I have to spend, like, it's gonna cost me like 3 or 4 hours to like, basically get a worse experience. So I'm like, how disrespectful of my time is that? I'm not even being paid. Like, that's really weird. So at the same time, when I am, like, going over, like, all the stuff that needs to be done, like, I can be like, oh shit, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do all these things. But then when you actually start doing them, you're like, okay, well, this task breaks down to this task breaks down to that, and then what you find is that, like, basically when you're breaking these things down, there is still going to be time that's left available to chill out, to like have your own thing. So I think that that's one thing where, especially like when you're looking at the start of a brand new like school year or the start of a brand new like work year where you're just back from vacation, like, oh, I gotta wait a year again. It's like what you're gonna see is like this entire year of just bullshit and drama and people asking your time, and oh my god, it's horrible. However, when you actually like break it down, there's probably more time for you in there than, you know, you realize. Hopefully though, hopefully. Let's see. Fuck me, I have to make some sort of project thing to pass the 11th year. Hey, I mean, most likely there will be some sort of, like, support there to, like, guide you for the project. Like, one thing which I've always very, very strongly believed is that when it comes to, like, work life or when it comes to, like, school life, like, people always have, like, a path towards it. Like, there will always be a path towards, like, attaining the thing. Like, whether it may be completing the project, whether it may be, like, completing the thing. Like, there's always a path towards the thing that you want to do. So how shall I put it? Because basically, like, if you're gonna get into school, like, they're gonna assume that you're at a certain level, and then, like, they're gonna work up towards that level. But the way that you got to that level was find another path on that school sort of thing. So when it comes down to, like, you have to do this project, then I think, like, you know, you just started the path. Like, they're gonna know that you have never done that project before, so they're gonna start you the path where, like, you're brand new and you're just gonna move up forward, and that's kind of the idea, I guess. So just streaming the university, medium brain. Honestly, I'd rather just get, like, rather get the fuck back and, like, just stream from here. Because, honestly, I don't think they'd have great internet, and, even if they did, I don't think they have great acoustics and lighting. So, you know, I'm very peculiar on that. Also, one thing which I really like is just having the control over this space. Because when I was at TwitchCon, which, honestly, I really, really enjoyed, when I was at TwitchCon, there were, like, these IRL streamers who just walked around with their cameras, like, on their shoulders and stuff, which was just crazy, because I'm kind of like, you don't control what the hell's going on. Someone could just be like walking around, pull their pants out, spread out like a full-on goatsy, and then like you'd be banned of Twitch because you featured a goatsy. You have no control over that goatsy. Whereas here, I have control over the goatsies. You know, I can keep them out. I can lock the door. I can make sure they don't happen. Steph, how's it going, man? I found you, villager. No, Steph, Michel found us. Well, it depends, you know, maybe Universal's just meant to be. It just let us here. Also, Steph, how's it going, man? How are you doing? I bet once I'll finish school, I'll miss the people and just being used to wake up and spend my day in school and then fuck off to go home and sleep. One thing which I think that you might really appreciate later on, and please don't let me wake you up from this dream, is that when you're still in this like school life sort of thing, basically like the really nice thing is like when you come home from like a school day, a lot of times like you're done with work. And that is so nice, because what you have is like you go there maybe like very early in the morning, maybe 9 a.m, maybe 10 a.m, maybe 8:30 a.m, like whenever you go to school. It's always way too early. You're always gonna sit there, you're always gonna do things you don't like. It's always gonna take time of your day that you'd rather spend at home, that you rather like have to yourself, but you don't have that to yourself. However, when you're there, basically the teachers are gonna like teach you some stuff. You may have to take notes, or you may have to do assignments which like may challenge you or may not challenge you, but that's all you have to do. The moment you come back home, you're free to do whatever else. So like when I think back of like my like especially high school or like college days sort of thing, like what I loved about it was just I would go to school, come back home, and just play Call of Duty the rest of the day. And I'd be fine. I feel so relaxed because, like, I already done my shit. I've already done everything I needed to do. Now it's just time to relax. And that's something, like, you lose later in life. Where, especially when you get to a certain point where maybe you've gone for university, maybe you've gone for, like, whatever, like, you've come to a point where you can decide for yourself what you want to do. You don't have these shackles anymore of like education holding you back. You don't have these shackles anymore of like, oh, you have to go for this, you have to go for that. No, right now, like you're free to choose. What you find is that freedom is like, my God, it's numbing, because you're kind of like, what you're going to end up with, like, and this is what I see a lot of people end up with, is that basically they go through like the school system, and maybe you end up like at the end of university, I don't know, like they're in their mid-20s, early 20s, and like they finish their university, then they land some sort of job, because they just, it's like after you do university, you land a job, so you go into a job and there you are, and then it's like, what do you want to do now? And like there's no one to help you with that, basically you're just kind of like, yeah, you know, if you want to do something, you can, because like you can literally do everything. Like you're an adult now. Like if you want to stop working, you can. However, there'll be consequences because you will not have any money. Okay, but if you want to do this or if you want to do that, like you're free to choose whatever you want to. However, if you're free to do anything, you can't really do anything. So for instance, let's go this, okay? Let's do this. Let's go play a game. And this is a game I invite everyone to play in chat, okay? So, here we go. Okay. We're gonna play a game. You start. Not seeing you guys already starting the game. Maybe I didn't give you a clue as to how to start, but you're free to do whatever you want to start. Like, that's the entire point of the game. You can do whatever you want. But if I tell you just like, you know, what we started, I was typing. You were on it. Woo! What we started the game. I was just like, okay, let's go play a game. You can try this with like friends that you meet or just like in casual conversation. If people are all about that freedom, it's like, okay, let's play a game. You start. And it's like, people don't know what to do because I don't give you a, what's it called? I don't give you like a set of boundaries. It's like, hey, you know, give me your best joke or give me your best like riddle or knock joke or sort of thing. Like, no, because like those are restrictions, but no, you're free to do whatever you want. It's like, if you have that freedom, basically what you're going to find is that you're so like, what do I do? You're kind of like a deer in headlights. And especially when you have a place of comfort where what Steph says, basically, like, after university, you land a job. Good luck to find that job that won't crumble in the next 5 years or your money income. So, like, right now, like, what you have is, like, if you land a job, like, right now the job market has gotten a little bit better, but there's also this, like, rise of inflation where basically, like, people are more dire to, like, need a job sort of thing or stay with their job. Like, what you have is, like, you have this place of comfort. The moment you have a job after, like, university or, like, after, like, your school program and you have your quote-unquote freedom, what you'll find is that, hey, you have this job that pays you money, but what do you want? What do you want now? And if you want to do something which is meaningful, like the only way you're gonna find out whether you're like that thing, whether you think that's meaningful, or whether that even works for you, is to try it. But trying something, you're gonna fail the first time. So you're sitting here and you can either just work and earn money and be in this comfortable safe zone where you're surviving out of like the thing that you're doing, or you can try this thing which you're gonna fail at right at the start. But then you have to sacrifice that. So a lot of time people just like, when they have that freedom, it's kind of like, yeah, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'll just stay in here. And that's something which I'm coming across time and time again right now, where people, when they're supposed to have this quote unquote freedom because they're no longer tied down to school and stuff, actually don't really have a lot of freedom at all because they don't really get to explore new things because they're going to have to convince themselves to leave the comfort of like the paychecks or leave the comfort of the things that they know to try things which will most likely fail for them. So yeah. At the same time, I don't want to make it sound too gloomy because at the same time, it's also really, really nice to no longer have this thing where when someone like people forget that when you were in school, like basically what you had was people always telling you to do shit and you couldn't do shit about it. So when like teachers are being mean to you or when teachers are like, you do this, and it makes no sense, it's like you can't just be like, well, fuck this, I'm not going to do this because you have to do it. That's something you don't have later on in life, so that's nice. Ferger says, when I finished 10th grade, I felt so relieved, because at the end we get to spend 3 days in the woods doing the National Defense Camp thing, and the smart kid that I'm friends with wasn't in the same group that I was in, so we didn't have to listen to him talk all the time, as he likes to do, and after that I didn't have to listen to him for 3 months. Damn! Sounds like he likes to talk a lot, and you're kind of tired of listening to him. So, yeah, I mean, like, one thing that like you could do is like just like try and tell him like, hey man, like let's see, like I don't know what y'all's relationship is like, but basically if from what I can tell from you guys is that like you do consider him like a friend that you like enjoy spending time with. However, from what I can tell, like from this message, it seems like you're getting kind of tired of him talking all the time and like not really being interested in you. Like maybe just like bring it up, like, hey man, it's like I don't know, like how would you, like, I don't know what y'all's relationship is like, but that's something that I think you could definitely like talk a little bit about, because it may not be something that he's aware of, and a lot of times like when people are not aware of like small little things and you don't bring that up to them, then basically like that's something that can kind of like compound over time, where at a certain point in time you're just completely done with that person and they don't even know that they're doing something wrong. So let's see. Steph says, fuck this, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck this, I'm not gonna do that. Technically I could. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of times, like, I always see this one, like, whenever it's, like, vacation time, and, like, you get on, like, an airplane and travel somewhere, you get on, like, a car and travel somewhere, like, I don't know, like, however you travel. Like, what I realize whenever I travel is, like, shit, I just woke up today, and I decided to go somewhere, like, where I never normally go to, and now all of a sudden I'm here, and this is something that I just did today, which is a normal-ass fucking day, and I just did that. And I can pretty much do that every single day, but I choose to not do that every day because I choose to just do my daily grind and do my daily rhythm. But I could technically do that every single day. And that is something which I find kind of like crazy to think about, that is something which, like, you have the possibilities all the time, but you don't do it because, you know, technically you could, but it would require you to sacrifice like the things that you know and your stability and comfort, which has a lot of like benefits to it. Like, I'm not here to say like, hey, you know what you should do? Just sacrifice everything, start a YouTube channel, and there you go, you know, just live your dreams, because that sounds very optimistic, but it doesn't work out all the time. So be careful. Let's see. Villager says, well, I had to sit next to him for like half the classes because he is smart and I'm a bit dumb. We do talk in the class, but it gets kind of annoying when it's in the middle of the class when I want to concentrate because I got ADHD and such. So I think that that's definitely something that you can bring up to him. It's like, hey man, like if you sit next to him again, it's like, hey man, like I really enjoyed like sitting next to you. I enjoy your company. However, like, actually no, don't say however, because one thing which I discovered when you're saying however and but, it's like, like, it's actually a bad way of talking. Because, like, let's put it this way, okay? Let me say this, okay? Hey, I think you're very good. I think you're, like, a really beautiful person. But, what do you think that but did with, like, the entire previous thing? It kind of invalidated that. So, I think that you should rather put it in here, like, hey, man, I really enjoyed, like, spending time with you and just like sitting next to you, and I know that for you, like, this stuff here is like a little bit easier to understand. For me, it's a little bit harder because I have my ADHD and like I'm not that easy, like I'm not that, like, it's not for me, it's so simple for me to like pick things up. So could you, while like the teachers explain shit to us, please be quiet a bit so that I can like follow the material, because I just have like more trouble with it. I think that he can understand, because maybe like to him, if you don't tell him that, maybe he doesn't even know that that's a thing. So for instance, for me, I can kind of relate with like with like I don't want to be like self like aggrandizing or something, or like, oh my god, look at me. But I never really had to study for anything, and I still don't, because for me, like, I can very quickly take in information and just like store that. So I've never had this entire understanding of like what it means to study or what it means to like spend time on learning all that sort of stuff. And for me, that's always been normal. For me, it's always been like a joke whenever teachers came around like, oh, next year is gonna be harder, and I was always like, oh yeah, you're just making that up, right? So if I were to sit next to someone and I were to not really have this like emotional like empathy where like I can like relate that, hey, this other person may not may not be as quick on the uptake as I am with like this sort of stuff. They may be better in other things where I'm worse at, but like if I'm just sitting here and I can just be goofing around and playing games, maybe that's not something that they can do. If I don't understand that I may just assume that you're just as like you're processing just in the same as me, and then like basically I don't see that as a problem. So that's something that you can like bring up. Oh, I've told him to shut up, but sometime later he just starts again. I just live with it. But hey, man, I appreciate you being smart and such, but can you be a little bit more quiet? Yeah, that's a really great one. We share desks, and he likes to take up more than 50% of the space, hence why he sits alone in front of me and my childhood friend sometimes. Oh, man. It seems like, from what I can tell, like, it doesn't really seem like he is, what's it called, like, intentionally mean. It just kind of, like, comes across as though he's not really aware of, like, its surroundings, where he's just like, oh yeah, let me just put it all there, and then he doesn't even know that he takes up more than 50% of the space unless people tell him. Which, like, a lot of times, like, people will not know what they're doing unless they're getting that feedback from their surroundings, and basically being in tune of that feedback, knowing like what other people are like saying and reacting to you, like that is actually very important. He's just used to being like that, unfortunately. Yeah, like, I don't know, like I don't know what I necessarily like want to say because I don't know him and I don't know your entire situation, but like I would just say like that is just probably something that he doesn't see, and it's really good like having having the like spatial awareness of like what people are saying about you and like what kind of feedback you're getting. I think that's really important, because what I found a lot of times is when I am too focused on myself and I don't really take up like a lot of like outside feedback, I can kind of get my own feedback loop going where I start really strongly believing in things that I think work, but which don't really align with reality, and then all of a sudden like that can come crashing down because, yeah, I'm basically like not checking in whether like what I'm doing is okay. Let's see, but I'm happy I still go to school with a friends I've known for 14 years. That is really cool, man. That is awesome. Holy shit, dude. That's a long time. That is seriously a long time. So congrats on that. Congrats. So yeah, welcome everyone to the first stream of the week. Welcome back to Just Chatting Mondays. It's been a while since we've done like one of these streams. Actually, it's been like a whole bunch of months since we've done like a consistent stream schedule. Which, as I said, like a couple months back, I am sacrificing my consistency sort of thing. Actually, my entire consistency for like further developments on my on my channel, which I think are important. So yeah, like it has meant that like over the last couple of months, summers are always weak points for me, especially when the heat waves coming around and I can't stream from here. Especially when like basically we have people like during summer like to plan things and like to like schedule social events, which are really hard to get out of, and I kind of enjoy them as well sometimes, but they like to do them in the evenings, or they like to do them that they kind of like don't really have an end point. And now I'm kind of like, yeah, you know, what do I do? Do I say like, hey, I have a stream and I can go to this thing, or do I say like, hey, you know, it's let me just enjoy it? So a lot of times like summers are already like a weak point for my consistency, let alone right now when basically it's actually really bad. It's been super bad. So like I apologize for that. Then again, I fucking told you, if you want to go to like Twitch tracker or something, or like whatever Twitch thing you use, you can go look at my entire calendar and see that I have for years done like a very consistent schedule, and look at where that's brought me. It's brought me to like this very awesome community. I really enjoy that, but it doesn't really bring me like a lot of like discovery outside or growth to the channel or anything. Like over the last couple of years have been super fucking like consistent and stable sort of thing, which is nice if it was on a sustainable level, but it isn't. So it should be at a certain point be going up, so that's what I'm working on right now. I'm gonna be talking a little bit about like some of the things which I've just launched, which are kind of like launched in the background, but that has to do with like some of the like YouTube and Twitch shenanigans that have been going on in the last week, which I want to talk about. And then yeah, like over the next coming few like weeks, I hope to like be a lot more consistent. I'm aiming for like a full stream week this week. I can't give you promises, but I do feel like like I'm 90% certain we will have every single stream this week. We'll just see how it goes. So yeah. Let's see. Steph says, idea of how to describe the trap of free choice. You could say once out of school, it's like in a video game at the end game. You've done all you could, and now what's next to do? You can do anything, but where to go first and what to do next. That's actually a great example. With one caveat, like at the end of the game, like you know how to master the game and you have all the resources. Like at the end of like an RPG game, you have everything. You can buy everything. You have like the special like flying technique, all that sort of stuff. However, when you come out of school, you realize one, you have nothing. Two, all the skills you learned don't really apply to anything that will make you money, because basically like, oh, it's just like fucking basic stuff. So like that like 10 out of 10 you got back in like grade 2, oh yeah, that means nothing right now, because we're looking for at least someone that has like this like very specialized like master's PhD degree and 20 years of experience, and then that also like knows this specific type of like niche within the industry and is very special at that, the top 1% sort of thing. So it's like not only do you have nothing, your skill tree is also just like basic AF, and like you have no guidance anymore. Like there is no waypoint markers on the map. So like yeah, it's actually like a worse end game sort of thing. At the same time, like that is actually like your start of your adventure, and I think that is something which has a lot of times been very badly portrayed by like the education system, where they like to say like, oh, you just follow the path from the started the primary school, like you just follow it up to like year, like other school, year, you go up, and then like at the end of like university or whatever like school you end up with, then you go into a job and you start in promotion. It's just like one track. It's like, no, what the way that you should actually put it is like, what we're gonna offer you is like for the first 18 years of your life, you're gonna have like a pretty well-defined track of things where like we're just gonna teach you some basic shit. It will not all be shit that will be applicable. It will not all be shit that will be useful. It will just be shit that like we as a society have deemed to be somewhat useful, and sometimes you'll use something, sometimes you won't. But we're gonna give you this, and we're gonna give you some structure. We're gonna give you some like other people, some peers around you that you can engage with, that you can make friends with, that you cannot make friends with, that you can learn how to deal with bad people, you can learn how to deal with the good people of them. Then what we're also going to do is we're going to like let you try a lot. So we're going to let you try a lot of sports, we're going to let you try a lot of like subjects, we're going to let you try a lot of like hobbies. And you're going to pick and choose the ones that you like, and you may explore them more, or you may not explore them more. That's up to you. But that's what we're going to do for the first 8 years of your life. And what we're also going to do is like, you're going to find like, hey, if you're feeling down, we're going to have like a great support system that will be, that we constantly like monitoring you, where it's like, it may feel very invasive, but if you're feeling bad, but you don't want to tell that shit to anyone, so you're saying like, oh no, I'm fine. We have people that will realize that you're not doing fine, and they'll say like, yo, but you're not doing fine. And like, they'll actually help you. However, once you get past those 18 years, what you're gonna have is you're gonna have your own adventure. So using those like basic tools that you have, what we're gonna do now is you're just gonna go and like choose whatever the fuck you wanna do. And you're gonna make mistakes. And you're gonna have to learn things because you're not good enough for the things that you may want to do. But you're gonna have to like find ways to get there. And there will be people that may support you, but you're gonna have to find them yourself. You're gonna have to keep those things up. You're gonna have to be able to sustain yourself. And if you're like gonna try and fool people with like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, you know, you're gonna be pretty easy to fool people because like, you're not really gonna find people that are that invested in you as like people like at the start of your life were, because you know a lot of people will also be struggling with themselves, so they don't really have the time to like really be like zeroed in on you. So that is something where like I think that we should a lot more frame it as like, hey, you're gonna be at the start of your adventure, and your adventure is gonna have ups and downs, and you're gonna be like struggling for it, but it's gonna be fun as well because you're gonna be able to like go wherever you want to go. So and that's something which like is a lot of fun of it. However, I feel like many times this is like very incorrectly portrayed because people are like, yeah, you know, you just run this linear track and you go from like point 0 to success, and that's how easy it is. And it's not that way. I don't know anyone who's just gone from like point 0 to like the job they like and exactly in the way they like, just like boom, one straight road into the grave. I don't know anyone like that. It seems like a rather boring life to me. So yeah. Let me see here. Villager says, I bet the heat waves fucked my earbuds that I use. Randomly, one of them just decided to unpair, and then I have to factory reset them. Speaking of launches, NASA is launching a rocket to orbit the moon for a bit and then return. What if I become a night guard or something? Yeah, like, I heard that the rocket launch is, like, delayed a bit. So, but it's pretty cool. Like, honestly, I think that, like, the space stuff, I don't know all that much about it, and I don't know how quote-unquote viable it is, like how much progression we're gonna see, but I always love when like weird cool shit is happening that feels like kind of futuristic. So yeah. Also, when it comes to earbuds, like I personally have never used them. I see a lot of people that do use them, so I know that they're quite popular, and like it's better that like, oh yeah, you don't have a cable that tangles up. One thing that I do feel though is that they are a fucking nightmare when it comes to like keeping them alive for long, because they got tiny ass batteries that will run out in like 2 years, and then you're gonna have to like either constantly charge them, or you're just gonna have to toss them because you can't replace the battery, or they're so tiny and like so much electronics in there that they're gonna just break over time. So I feel like they're more consumables than like products that you'll keep on you for a long time. So as long as you're aware of that, that's totally cool. That said, like I personally still really favor like just like the $5 like dirty buds that you can just put in, like plug in, and like if they break, I'll just grab another one, so that doesn't really cost me like a couple $100. This is what I feel on it, but I know that they're super popular. I've not tried them. Maybe at some point I should try them. I will maybe do that for a video, but not right now. That's not in the budget or in the planning just yet. Steph says, so it's like, we're looking for a cashier that must be 21 years old with 15 years of experience. Exactly. Let's see. Verity says, I'm pretty easily able to fuck my sleep schedule, so I wake up at night. Steph says, and the best way to learn is by mistakes. That definitely is the case. I get that teaching ancient history is important in the sense of history, but I see it's more pointless thing as where the fuck would I need info on ancient Egypt besides being an historian or being into archaeology? Same goes for music lessons for me, because we get music history and I couldn't care less. Yeah, like that's like the wider nature of school, and that is something which I very well understand how fucking annoying it is, because I've been for that shit as well, where it's like, what the hell, I'm never gonna use this shit. I'm never gonna be able to like do anything with this. It's just a waste of my time. Why do I do this? I hate this. At the same time, what I also see now is that there is a little bit of value in like giving you a whole wide net of things to try for like a certain period of time. So, to give you an example, I kind of used to like reading for a lot of my time, for a lot of my time, but there were also books which I just didn't like, especially the ones that school gave me, because it felt like I was forced to read. And even though we spent like an entire like 2 months on one book, and like we were feuded and like we're like went all over it, I just did not like it because I had to do it. And they were all like, oh, you have to answer this, you have to answer that, and I hated it. I couldn't care less about that shit. And I was like, why the hell do I do this? I will never return to this. I'll never pick it up. And then like two or 3 years back, I picked that book up again. I read through it. And I thought it was so interesting. And I loved it because I picked it up and I liked to read it myself. But I would have never picked it up if I didn't know it was like, if I didn't have it from school. And I would have never picked it up basically if that thing hadn't been introduced to me at some point in time. And school did that. That said, the way that they introduced it back then, like, it wasn't something I had any interest in. They were forcing it on me. And it wasn't like, hey, this is interesting. It was like, hey, this is what you have to do. And I fucking hated that shit. So I can very well relate with, like, being in that point in time where you have to do shit which doesn't feel like it relates to you at all. At the same time, those things do allow you to experience things of the world that you wouldn't experience by yourself. That can lead you to, in the worst case, discover things that you really don't like, and you have to be sitting through that and feels like you're chained up. Or, in the best case, discover things that you may really like. And that's something which, like, I'm definitely, like, discovering with, like, a lot of, like, mid-20s people, like, people that have more freedom right now that can choose to do what they want. The moment that they may figure out that they don't like necessarily to do what they want. So, for instance, like, let's give you an example, like, Twitch streamers or YouTubers, because, hey, you know, you're watching Twitch, you're watching a content creation platform, maybe you know of one of the streamers or creators that you watch who played a single game, which I really, really loved, and then over time got pretty bored of it. And then they tried to move to other games, but they couldn't find another game, and then they quit. It's a tale as old as time. It's a tale that I've seen so many times where people actually get to like a couple 100,000 of subscribers, actually get a pretty decent living, and then within like 2 or 3 years just like completely burn up and don't know where to go. Why is that? Because like doing one thing all the time, like as much as that may seem a dream, at a certain point in time, maybe it gets boring. Maybe you have done everything. Maybe you just like really don't like it anymore because of a certain change. And then you may want something else. And then you're stuck in this thing, which, holy shit, Rahab, what are you doing? Oh my god, Rahab coming in with 5 gift subs. Dude, that is insane. Giving a sub to Cinder, Sac FR Racing, Steph, Mika, and then Dallas. Dude, coming in, holy shit. That is insane. Paycheck in, Tribal coming in with that. Oh my god, with that Twitch Prime. Subscribe for 39 months. That is insane. Hello, everyone. Yo, coming in, holy shit. That's one way of saying hi. Hey, everyone, how's it going? You just completely threw me off track. However, that does lead me into like a great way that I can introduce every single one of those new subs, of all the people that just got a sub. Because one of the things that I've been working on, one of the things that I launched last week, is my overtime thing. So I've already talked about this quite a bit. Also, Rahab, Tribal, how are you doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Tribal coming in with a gift of the Villager. Damn! Holy shit! That is not leaving Villager up, because otherwise Villager would feel alone not being not the only sub in chat. That is so cool. Damn! How's it going, guys? Can we all collectively just start selling illegal substances to get money? Damn! So, turns out I got more money than I expected, so pretty good. Dude, that is amazing to hear. Like, I'm glad to hear that. Please don't spend your entire paycheck on my stream. Like, please spend it on, like, your, like, or, like, what you like to, for your personal development, and if you have a little bit over that you want to throw on the stream, I appreciate it. But yeah, it feels so fucking surreal to think that I'm getting paid for all the shit I'm doing. Man, I know. Like, seriously, man. For like these years of content creation, like I've come to know that like working 12-hour days is just something where like you just have to hope that you get paid. Like for real, like I shit you not. I actually like recently had like one of my siblings like talk about like how they worked like a part-time job and it didn't get paid yet, and like they were kind of worried about it. They were like, oh shit, you know, am I gonna get paid on time? Like the pay was supposed to come in today, and I was just like, what were you worried about? You know, you did your work. Maybe you're gonna get paid, maybe you're not gonna get paid. It's like, you know, like you're gonna enjoy the work, and maybe you're gonna get paid. If you're not gonna get paid, so what? You did the work, you had a good time, because that's what I know from YouTube. And I was like, when I was thinking, I actually didn't say that out loud, thank God, but I was thinking, I was like, wait, Now, that doesn't make sense because people should get paid. But then, like, I go to school and on university, you just get a grade, you get a number, but you don't get paid. And I'm like, I am so used to working for no money. But then, like, you guys come in with gift subs, like, I really appreciate it. And one of the things which, like, I've started to introduce last week is overtime. And that's actually, like, the sort of thing where I'm trying to fix this thing in my head where I feel like I can actually, like, quote unquote work. In a sense where, like, hey, I work, I get something that you can pay for. Like, so your subscription right now that you've gotten from either Rahab or Tribal or that you got yourself isn't just like a quote-unquote donation, which, like, for a lot of streamers is. For a lot of streamers, like, your, like, subscription is basically just a donation. Like, hey, can you donate me $5? And there you go, now I got $5 donated, and that's it. No. Basically, subscriptions here are changing. Subscriptions right here are basically you're subscribed to the content, so you're supporting the content and you're getting a little bit for it in return. So what I'm introducing is overtime. If you want to read everything about it, I have it linked right here on like the Patreon. But this is not Patreon exclusive. Basically, this entire thing is like combined on like Twitch and like Patreon. If I ever get like YouTube memberships, then it will also be on there. Let me see if I can make this zoom happen. There we go. This is not really well set up. Okay, there we go. There we go. Here we go. I hope you can still hear me correctly. But this right here is like the entire information thing. If you're interested, go to patreon.com/Michel Postma or go to the about section down below. I have these videos linked right here. But this right here is like an exclusive show where basically, first of all, if you want to see like early access videos, you can check them out in the Discord. You'll have access to like the special like supported Discord. And furthermore, what you also have is like I'm making like exclusive videos, which are kind of like dessert videos where like I go in more like depth of like the main thing that we've done. You can check out like free trials right here, so you can see like what the hell is going on there. And I'll also like throw in what's it called, like, you know, credits and that sort of stuff. I'm even thinking about maybe like making some sort of like free tier or so via like Twitch watching. I'm not quite sure like how to do that yet, but basically like there is more value to what you're getting right now, and that's something that makes me just feel good, because like I know that there are some people out there right now, and like you may be watching right now and you may be saying like, man, you're already doing the streams and that should be good enough and you should be happy. Like, no. I want you to get something more. So yeah, that is something that launched last week. I know Tribe already watched it because I did one of his challenges, one of his Warframe Tuesday challenges. I beat it because it was super fucking hard. Just do a bounty with operators, but it was fun. And yeah, basically like what ended up happening is he should have said a harder challenge, but I don't know if that would have fixed anything. But yeah, let me see here what y'all are saying. Let me see. Tribal says, please spend all your money in chat. You don't need food. Damn, Tribal. The fact that you're like a robot or an AI system that needs that only needs like the bleeps and blips from the internets, then like that doesn't mean that everyone else needs that. You know what a world it would be if we could just like live off like the sunlight, where we just like sit outside, we just be like that, and be like, and that would be all the nutrition we need. Damn. But yeah. Perhaps I'm so used to doing volunteer work and academic stuff, so I keep remembering when I'm working, it's like, what? Yeah, man, like, I miss that shit. Like, fun story. Actually, like, I'll catch up with chat now, like, I'll kind of describe my personal, like, work journey, my personal working career, because it's been really funny, because I've been on, like, the end of the scale where, like, I earned a lot of money, and I've been on the end of the scale where, like, I earned nothing. And like now I'm kind of climbing up again. It's like what is really interesting is that like I don't necessarily know where I was happier. So yeah, Villager says you must PayPal all your money to Michel so he can fuel his top fuel dragsters, and so he could drive his grandma to the shops on Sunday. He's European, he can walk to the store. Yep, right. So he can do the Euro tour with a big engine car. Listen. Look here, listen. This is what I need to do. Okay, this is what I need to do. Okay. Yesterday, I was sitting here, like, with my friend, and we were having a discussion, and I told him that the latest Aston Martin Grand Tourer was better than the latest Ferrari Grand Tourer. And he went to the site, and he said that because the Ferrari Grand Tourer is more expensive, and because Ferrari has a greater prestige name, that's why his thing is better, and I should be ashamed of my absolutely shit opinion on cars. Now, I felt personally insulted. I can't live with being personally insulted. Like, it eats me away every day. So what I need to do right now to prove him wrong is buy the Aston Martin, and then buy the Ferrari, and then do a full Grand Tour of it for like about a month in each of these cars, so that I can personally tell him from experience, for scientific research, that my opinion is right. That's what I need to do. If I don't do that, I'll die. Okay? It's a matter of life and death. Please don't think I'm serious with this shit. Tribal says, sub to Michel's OnlyFans where he reenacts some of the internet's best moments like Goatsy. Oh my god, listen, look here, listen. Man, it's so good. It's I've seen that thing once, and like honestly, I want to keep on doing it because it's such a good one. Look here, listen. If I do that shit on Twitch, we're gonna talk about some of the Twitch and YouTube shenanigans that's been happening over last week. But one of the things that has happened, if I do, like what I have learned, if I do a Goatsy, a full-on Goatsy on Twitch, history has shown that may lead to just a 3-day ban. So it's 3 days of no stream worth a full-on Goatsy. Hey, you know? Hey. It's so dumb. It is so dumb. So yeah, just buy a diesel Golf from 2005 in blue. Honestly, a 2005 Golf is really, really nice. I honestly really like the older looking cars. Like I'm really getting like a nice, like I'm really getting attached to them. That said, like this 2005 Golf, like they're like, to me, in my mind, these things are just still modern cars. Like look at that shit. Look at that shit. If you see that on the road, don't you think that's like a modern car? Like, if I think, like, an old Golf, and this is something which I would love to do, like, I would love to take one of these. Like, this right here is kind of like an old Golf, right? I would love to take one of these and, like, throw an electric engine in there and, like, cyberpunk the hell out of that shit. Imagine that, a cyberpunk Golf like that. Like, holy shit, that would be so nice. Like, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But, mate, I got memories from Need for Speed Most Wanted in 2005. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But yeah, so yeah, let's see, what I wanted, let's see, just get a super safe 8,000cc motorcycle with a Viper engine in it. Bro, have you, like, Tribal, have you ever ridden, like, a electric motorcycle? Because what I've heard, like, I'm not a biking person. I'm a car person, okay? I'm a car person. I'm not a bike person. But what I've heard from people is that basically an electric motorbike, even though they look cool as fuck, because like they can look all like futuristic and weird and stuff. Like where was the one that like you sent me? Like at some point in time, like you sent me one which like looked so futuristic and weird. But basically like they seem like they don't have life in them because you're expecting like a motorcycle to purr and feel alive, whereas these things are just. Like, you just get on them and they just go. It's kind of like, what? No, half the fun is the sound of the, let's see, now half the fun is the sound of internal combustion engine bikes. Yeah. Like, yeah, I can imagine, like, if you can go for a test drive, go for a test drive. And then just, like, realize how not good it is. I'm a home person, but I do love guns and cars. Hey, you know, you're probably, like, you're probably suffering from the disease called, like, being an 8-year-old kid still inside, which I am, okay? I'm still an 8-year-old kid inside where I look at like a big gun exploding, I'm like, oh, whoa! I look like a really fast car and it's like, oh, I'm gonna have that! I see like a big shiny red Ferrari, I'm like, I need that. Like, you know, and like, I know it's like the most ridiculous shit. Why would I ever need that? Why would I ever want that? Like, there's no point for it. But hey, you know, I want it because like, the kid in my mind is like, it's so cool, you know. And so I think we're all like, you know, strapping rockets to things is like the best thing you can do to them. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. What those sounds? I just heard a zombie from Half-Life 1. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Half-Life 1. Did you see the Half-Life 1 playthrough? Actually, like now since everyone is up right now, y'all can already watch like the Half-Life 1 playthrough part 1. Tomorrow we're gonna be continuing on with like Half-Life. We're gonna be continuing on with Half-Life. Honestly, like I am really enjoying that franchise. I went back to like catch the NPCs. And like, oh man, like I love how much stuff the imagination like the game leaves, and like how it doesn't really like throw a game on you, but it's just for those of you who haven't played Half-Life yet, basically Half-Life as a game is basically just you're just thrown in this world and people just act like people there. So people just like be on their own way, and if you try and talk to them, they're just like, oh, piss off. I'm having my own thing. And like it's also not like the game like, oh here, oh your prompts that you need to do, or here you have to go. It's like no, you just try things. So yeah, let me see. Look at the Mildred motorbike. Oh, was that a bike with a car engine? With a Viper engine? Yeah, hold on. I think I have it somewhere here. Like, I think I have it here. Yeah, dude. Holy shit. Is that like a 1, 2, 3, 4? That's a V10, isn't it? Imagine someone make that with a V12. Honestly, I feel V12s are gonna like get outdated at some point, in the sense of like it's gonna be really hard to get one. I was like the last car that had it like, they recently made a car which had like a V12, which still has a V12, but I feel it's like the last model. I think it was the, what's it called? Audi RS8? No. Audi RS8. Yeah, it is the RS8 V12. I think that like this car right now has like, oh, R8, not RS8, R8 V12. I think that this right now is like the last model of like this car that they're bringing out with like a V12. So if you want one, guys, if you like, listen. Look here, listen, this is very important consumer advice for everyone here in chat, because I know all of you that are watching are just absolute giga chats that, like, you know, you're just sitting here, and while you're, like, listening to the stream, you have another tab open where you're just, like, checking out, like, which car you want to buy, which supercar you want to buy, because you got already, like, 5 of those, but your little, like, cousin is having his, like, 18th birthday, and like you're kind of like, oh, you know, I can do away with one of the secondhand ones and I'll buy a new one, and you want to buy a V12 because that's all of y'all are like that, you know, because you're watching the stream, so you're like the top 1% in the world with like money and shit. If you want to buy a car, I really think that this is, if you still want to buy like a V12, like this car, like I think this is the last model year that they're doing a V12. So if you still want to buy a V12 in like a car like this, you can buy it now. That's the part of very relevant consumer advice. Now up to like the complete nut things that we do on the Monday just chattings. Let's see. Anyone want to play Sven Half-Life 1 but co-op? I first want to complete my entire like Half-Life story for the first time, because like I still don't know what's gonna happen. I just opened like this big door into somewhere and I don't know where it's gonna go. So the other day I heard a super fucking loud bike and went by my home, and I heard it for over like 1 kilometer away. I think that there's somewhere, I don't know where, but there's like places where they're still installing like, what's it called, like sound meters. I think it was New York. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. New York sound cameras. Let me see here. Let me see. I think it was this. Like, New York is using cameras with microphones to ticket loud cars. If you live in New York and drive a loud car, you could receive a notice from the city's Department of Environmental Protection telling you your car is too loud. Not because someone caught you, but because a computer did. So basically, like, they're hanging up, like, these speed cameras, but then not for speed, but then for sound. So, yeah. Also, what the hell is that clip? What the hell's that clip, Rahab? Damn, nutty bike. W16 Bugatti is also nice. The Audi R8 has a V10 though, and that on the pic is a concept car that had a V12 diesel. Oh, see, I knew you guys were like, on point. Like, you guys know your cars a lot better than me because you buy them every time. Let me know what kind of like how your test ride was. Just order that car at AliExpress. Can't wait. Oh boy. Oh my god, I beg for mercy what I will do with this. No way, y'all. Oh my god. I can never express myself safely on stream or you'll fucking meme the shit out of it. Please keep doing that more. I love that shit. I really do love that shit. Sound camera sounds so California. Damn. You will get no mercy because I approve of your actions. Go with my blessings. I get that some cars are loud, but when a bike is deafening up to 9th and then it's fucking bad, I hope the bike gets crushed. Watch the clip, do it. Of my own stream. Alright, you know, let's fuck it, we're just gonna watch this. I look like a really fast car. Whoa! Whoa! I look like a really fast car. Whoa! I look like a really fast car. Oh my god, the meme potential is so fucking high on this. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Okay, yo, better make some quality material on this. Like, better make some goddamn quality material on this, because boy, is that bad. Will that get past the sound camera, or will the sound camera catch that? I want to know. Michel, the most fact-checked streamer Postma. Let me see. You've heard of the Fee 6 engine, but have you heard of the Fee 5 or perhaps even Fee 3? New ringtone. I'd like to ask permission to mean stuff like this. Absolutely, go for it, and then throw it right into the thing. Throw it right into like the Discord. And I'll do a meme review over it. I love to see that stuff, man. I would love to see that. So, yes, it is literally this. It is literally this. It is literally this. Oh my god, bro. Perfect. Fucking perfect. Like, yeah, 1-to-1. Fuck States Twitch. I'll send a meme straight to Parliament. Can you post a link? I'll send to you in a DM. Yep, send it. Oh my god, that is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. We haven't even talked about like the bad shit, but I don't know if I want to talk about the bad stuff because like this is way too popular. There's way too many good vibes. Like seriously, just good vibes be going up out and about. Oh my god. Okay, what's this? Let me check this. Let me check this. NASA's proof of heresy. Okay, let's go watch this. Seems like it is made. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. Let's watch this together, boys. Okay, so it's NASA Van Warframe.
There you go. The Ool is a wild card. It can go anywhere.
Okay.
Just give me, you know, like ammo drums if you got them. Oh,
platinum.
Sure, I'll take a plat.
1 platinum for a bunch of like Kuva Lich mods. Trade was successful.
If there's anything else, you know, I'm always happy to help. How's it going, betrayer? Shame upon you. You betrayed the ammo drum. I know. I accepted a platinum when I got 6 ammo drum. I know. I honestly feel a little terrible.
Hey, but that was something he couldn't do anything about. I mean, like, he could have not accepted it, but the guy didn't understand that he didn't want an ammo drum.
And the business, we call this foreshadowing.
Okay.
Corrupted the politicians.
This is good. What? Damn, I don't know whether that song is corrupted though. But man, all right, I'll watch that. I'll watch his like afterwards because like I don't know how Twitch will like the music. But this is one thing. That I wonder about Steph. Like maybe we're getting too old. Because this is the thing. Back in the day, ammo drum was the choice that you would give to any trade because everyone had so many ammo drums, we couldn't do shit with them. But now people can convert these mods to get extra endo. So people are converting their ammo drums, and ammo drums are no longer the most acquired mod that everyone has. So right now you go to Warframe and you have all these people that are like, they're prestiged or whatever. They just started playing 2 years ago. And you're asking them like, hey, can you trade me an ammo drum? I'm just like, why the fuck would I trade you an ammo drum? I'm just like, bro, you know nothing. You are a fake. You're an imposter who knows nothing of the void. I made it at 3 in the morning. Sorry for the bad quality. You're more corrupt than a politician in DC. Damn. Nice. Warframe it. Eat your time and soul. Yeah, actually, like, I would love to do a podcast or so with a Destiny player. Because I feel Destiny and Warframe are very much on the same thing. I'll try and reach out to someone and see if we could talk about it because I feel like Warframe is like this, like these like long-term live service games are kind of like bad relations, which like suffer heavily from like the sunken cost fallacy, where people now just kind of get on this pattern like I'll check out every big update now and then, but like after that I don't really play. Because like I feel that I hear a lot of people from Destiny do that. I know Warframe in about a week or so in September is going to come out with a 50 of Warframe, and yeah, I'm really curious as to like what like. I remember the first few hours I was like very curious, like, oh my god, what will it be? What kind of concepts do they have? After 50 Warframe, I was like, what the hell is going to be the concept for this Warframe that's groundbreaking, has not been done before? I'm really curious. Misha wants a pro Destiny player. I just want someone that's a Destiny player just gonna burn down the same way that I am, so we can have a fun conversation. Be like, oh yeah, they deleted content? Yeah, me too, man. We can have our little support group. When do we get banana Warframe? Why do we get like a literal penis frame? Night has gotten pretty close. I still want to do that. I still want to do that. I still want to do that. Like, well, what's it called? that like which Warframe makes like this Warframe fashion frame battle where like the goal is to get a Warframe looking as closely as a penis as possible. Still want to do that. Actually, that gets me perfectly into like the next topic of the day. Actually, okay, yeah, actually, let's do that, and then later on I'll get to like the money stuff if that's so interesting. If you guys are so interested in that. But let's go talk about the new challenge on YouTube. There's a new challenge that's trending, which is called the Don't Get Age Restricted Challenge, which I'm actually wondering about. Maybe I should partake in it because I really like the idea. I really like the execution. I just need to find like a fun, memey way to make a video about something which I will try not to get age restricted by. But basically the idea of that is that like you're going to like cover some sort of game which is definitely family friendly. 100% family friendly. However, there may be a lot of nudity in there. And you're going to have to censor all of that, but you're going to play for it and then you try to not get age restricted on YouTube. Why is that? Because YouTube's done a very big oopsie, where basically like recently a big YouTuber by the name of Corey Kenshin, who I've like actually never watched, but apparently he's got like 40 million subscribers, which like he makes gaming content. Like again, it goes to show like how much of YouTube side I don't know. But he made a video talking about like one of his experiences where one of his gameplay series or like one of his videos got age restricted, where all the other like gameplay footage of like that same like game did not get age restricted. So like he sent he covered that his video got unage restricted because like he compared like he sent a Markiplier video that got like that was like the exact same footage and that didn't get age restricted and his did. And then he said like and he said like, hey, why did I have to show Markiplier's video for you to like clear this? And then they age restricted both Markiplier's video and like his video in return because he got mad about that. He made an entire thing talking about like how like he feels that this is part of like a larger like systematic issue within YouTube, which shows like favoritism or even like hints of racism, which like I don't know like how much I can comment about that because like I have very limited knowledge on that, like on those entire workings. I've barely ever had to work with YouTube. I've barely had any engagement with YouTube. But I do feel that like a lot of this stuff, when it comes to like these differences of treatment, which I do feel are very, very like well felt within YouTube, where one person will get their video age restricted, or one person won't get that. One person will get their video trending. One person won't get that. That sort of shit is very, very prevalent, and you also see that, for instance, on Twitch, which was like last week. Twitch had a pretty similar situation. Not necessarily that like someone got age restricted, but someone got banned on Twitch. Someone got banned on Twitch for 7 days, and people got mad about that because I was way too short because they were having full-on sex on Twitch. It was so dumb. It's like people are trying really hard to like build up their Twitch channel, and there was this like just chatting streamer who was just like having full-on sex on Twitch. Like, yeah, there we go, boys, woo! So like they obviously got banned on Twitch. But hey, you know what happened there? Oh wait. It's only a 7-day ban. But oh, hold on. There's also streamers out there, like, for instance, Dr. Disrespect. We don't even know why he got banned, but he's never coming back. And there are people that are getting banned on Twitch for, like, barely any reason. And it's like, it's again, like, things where a lot of times, like, it feels like there is no communication as to, like, hey, what the hell's going on? Why is this person getting banned and this one isn't? Where is the fair treatment across all lines? And I feel like this week just happened to, like, coincide very much with, like, these platforms just, like having both these sort of issues, which is pretty crazy. At the same time, like I think that a lot of that falls on like the platform's fault because they're so bad at communicating. Like ever since like YouTube and Twitch have done some very bad steps along the way, and I've never ever owned up to them. I will always assume first things first. I'm like, oh shit, YouTube is like trying to fuck things up again. Twitch is trying to fuck things up again. And that's something which I've always very strongly believed, that these platforms are kind of just like out to like please the late night shows or please whatever companies they appreciate, and they don't give a fuck about their creators. That said, though, when I watched the TwitchCon last month, I did get to meet like some of the Twitch staff, and like they're really, really lovely. And it gets me so weird. It's so weird to me that like they're like whenever I engage with these people that work behind the scenes, I feel like, oh shit, you know, these are people that try their best. They just know that like the machine is very, very slow, but hey, you know, they're good, hardworking people who are like the stuff that they're doing. But at the same time, you have these companies that do these very bad decisions and then never, ever communicate about like, hey, sorry, we fucked up, or hey, you know, this is the difficulties that we're dealing with. And I think that like a large part of this shit is just like the fact that they don't communicate is like one of the biggest problems here ever. It's like if this person gets like a 7-day ban and like another person who just like does a meme or like just has like a bad random thing happen to them gets a full-on ban, it's like obviously everyone can see that that's weird. Why don't you come out and say like, hey man, I understand that's weird. This is the way that we view the situation, and this is the way that it happened. In the case, for instance, with Corey Kenshin and Markiplier, like, why don't they come out and say, like, hey, you know, I can see, like, how that makes sense. This is what you're saying, like, this is also what we're seeing, but it went wrong in this way. In the case of the Ackman, where, like, you know, he got his entire channel, like, demonetized, but the guy that, like, was doxing him and harassing him and, like, sending out false copyright strikes, he got away. It's like, why didn't you come out of YouTube and say, like, hey, you know, I know that this seems this way, but they don't communicate that shit, and that leads people just to assume the worst. So that shit just kind of like really fucking sucks. And like, again, last week was like the perfect showcase for that. And the way that people are like reacting back to that is like due to like trying not to get age restricted challenge, which got started by Markiplier, and now it's also like Jacksepticeye's done some, and I've seen more of these videos pop around where people are just like, oh well, if you don't like age restrictions if you like to throw out age restrictions that much, let us bait you. Let us like meme this shit. I always like it when people like kind of meme around this problem. So yeah, let's see. Steph says, I hide from this conversation due to groups I am part of. From what conversation? From like the cock frame? From the Warframe penis frame? Or from like the Warframe and Twitch frame thing? Oh, the YouTube and Twitch thing. Is cock frame like a chastity lock thing? Or don't look that up on stream? Nah, cock frame is fashion frame accessory. So you add a chastity belt to your frame? Okay, what the fuck, really? Visual effects? Wait, they actually got banned. They actually banned it for once. Yeah, like, okay, so, like, the having sex on stream thing, yeah, they banned that for, like, 7 days. That was a 7-day ban. What I also discovered is that someone actually legit did a full-on Odysee on stream. Furry day ban on Twitch. Also someone legit threatened to, like, harass or, like, or injure or harm, like, Twitch employees. Got a full-on permaban, then said, oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't in the right frame of mind, and then got their ban released. It's kind of like, I get that, like, there is nuance in different situations, but, like, if you don't communicate that, if you don't say, like, hey, you know, that's weird, or, hey, we can see that, for instance, with YouTube, you can't appeal shit, you can't talk about anything, or, like, if you get something against you, like, you can speak with no human, so either you have to have, like, a very big amount of clout, or you can't have, like, you're just fucked. So, that's, that shit where, basically, if I look at that, I'm like, if you communicate that better, if you can like recognize that, hey, this shit seems fucked up, but this is the way that we understand it. I feel like a lot of times people like look at what they feel is fair and what's logical. And when you look at situations where I can tell you, hey, there's this one person called Asmongold, big streamer, who was streaming and actually had like game chat open, and in the game chat someone said a bad word, and because someone said a bad word in the in-game chat that was briefly shown on screen, he was banned for 7 days. That's equally as bad, apparently. One random person saying a bad word that happens to show up on screen that you don't support, that you just click away. That's equally as bad as having full-on sex on stream. I guess. But that's only half, like, but only half as bad as that, according to, like, precedent that's been said. Like, only half as bad as that is doing a full-on Odysee on Twitch. So, but we can learn from this if we do basic maths. Like, 2 Odysees is equal to 1 bad word on stream is equal to having, like, 1 sex on stream. Makes no sense. And, like, having, like, 1 sex on stream is equal to, like, furry sex on stream is, like, equal to, like, 1 harassment or so. It's so weird. But then again, like, you can have, like, the unsolvable X, which is, like, Dr. Disrespect. No one knows why he got banned. But it's like, because people are seeing these massive differences, like, what I feel is that, like, people don't know what the hell's going on. And, like, they don't feel like they can, like, there's no reason to it. And that's why people get very upset. That's also what I have, is like, the thing which I just love is, like, a lot of this stuff I feel is, like, sort of memeable and also sort of serious, where I'm like, yeah, like, for me, for building my channel, is like, I hate saying this. I hate when, like, you know, there are these clear cases of, like, favoritism or people being, like, unreasonably, like, held back. So that shit sucks, but it also like goes to show for me that I need more platform independence. That I need to make sure that like I cannot trust these platforms. I need that I can't rely on them, and it's also something I'm working about. So one of the things which is like one of the reasons why I brought up like the overtime thing overtime for me is like a big thing which I want to like set up and like build my channel on, like something that I want to rely on as like the primary support for this channel. I've always never liked this idea of like a donation model, which I've said before, but now I'm changing it to not be a donation model, but to be a like, hey, you know, you're gonna get something in return, and if you just want to see it as a donation model where like, hey, you know, you're throwing money, you're never watching the overtimes or whatever, like, hey, you know, that's totally fine by me. But if you do want to like, hey, you know, I want to see a little bit more extra content because I really enjoy the content, and I guess extra content is probably extra fun. I could also like throw uncensored things on there in case we ever do like a try not to get age restricted video. I could go and throw the like the definitely get age restricted video on there. But yeah, like the idea that I have with this is like I want like right now I feel like I'm offering something which is some value, I hope, that you can like acquire for various different means. So right now, like we have Patreon where like it's the best written out, but it's also in the about section on Twitch, and you can get it for like either subscribing via Twitch or via like Patreon, or like later on maybe via your YouTube membership. So like I'm not bound by one platform. If something falls down, like I'm still supported, and I'm not down by ads, because like I'm talking to some streamers, and like they're so worried about like the new ads program. But Twitch has a new ads program where we got Patreon. Wait, did I say we? Southern communism? I don't know, like, I just... don't, never mind the words I say on stream, like, whatever. But yeah. Twitch bath, 2 goatsy plus 1 bat word equals? Who knows? Let's see. VFX effects are available to buy for to get you the biggest cock, so even James May would approve. Damn. But yeah, where was I? So anyway, like, the thing that I have is like I've been speaking to a few streamers where Twitch recently introduced like a new ads incentive program where basically like what you're seeing is that Twitch is offering streamers like, hey, you've streamed so much this month. If you're streaming the same amount like next month and you're running so many ads, we're gonna give you this amount of money. And for a lot of streamers, like that looks appealing because hey, you know, you have a certainty of money for running so many ads. And I know from some streamers it kind of like pushes them to stream more than they want to, or feel like, oh, I gotta make this number. Or makes them like, hey, you know, I'm running more ads, which my community doesn't like, but hey, it pays me a lot of money, so, and that's something which, like, I don't want to engage in. I really hope that this formula allows me to, like, not have this thing where, hey, you know, right now with Twitch, we have ads at the start of the stream. Sometimes. Like, I don't know, I don't control that, but I think, like, sometimes if you click on the stream, like, you'll get an ad. Unless you're subscribing, you don't get the ads. But I'll never run, like, a mid-roll ad, because I hate that shit. I don't like that. I'd never want that. That's the same thing when it comes to YouTube. I've never had ads on YouTube because I'm not, like, subscribed to, like, a YouTube partner channel. But even if I was, like, I guess the most I'll do is, like, front-roll ads, but never mid-roll. I hate that shit. So yeah. Anyway, so that means that, like, I want to be independent when it comes to, like, making money, but also that comes to, like, platforms. So as I said, like as I've done already last year, like I've already uploaded my entire catalog here on Twitch. If you don't want to watch YouTube, you can watch everything here on Twitch, or if you want to watch everything on YouTube and you don't want to watch Twitch, everything is also on YouTube. All my videos are on YouTube, and every single stream is like archived on YouTube as well. But what I also have right now is I have Odysee right here, which is like another video platform which I've talked about before. This already has like mirrors a lot of my content, but it's missing some of it. But I'm working on like re-throwing that in right now. So like over the last few days, last week basically, I've been adding a whole bunch of content. So from the start of like the gaming channel till like about like this like February 2020, everything is on here already. I'm working past like Framecast 32 was like the last thing I uploaded, or 33, and now like more is going to be added. Like a lot of like the longer videos are not on here yet. So that is coming up, and what we also have is like the Michel Postma streams right here, or I don't know if that actually shows up. Yeah, there we go, Michel Postma streams. So this right here is Stream Archive, which is now on Odysee as well. So right now, like as you can see, like not everything is on here yet. This only has like a very limited amount of like videos, but more are going to be added over time. So yeah, that is my response to all this sort of shenanigans. I want to be as independent as possible from this shit, because I don't want to be like worried about this stuff. I just want to continue on memeing. So yeah. Anyway, that is basically like all I have to say about like this stuff. I don't know how interesting that was. But yeah, like that's something that just happened like last week, which I thought was kind of interesting, because obviously like it concerns this space, and honestly like a lot of it was again like on the one hand worrying, but on the other hand it was also like super much like, hey, you know, I've seen this. I know that this is going on, and it's like it's weird, but like I feel a lot of it comes down to communication and just like the weird thing where you have this discrepancy where if I talk to the people at the platforms, they are cool, but then if you look at the platforms, all in all, like they're kind of bad. But anyway, so much for that topic. I don't have anything for the drink. I don't think I prepared anything there. Let me go turn on my screen in a second because like I prepared this entire setup right here, and then I discovered the camera doesn't work. So everything is here is still running, but I don't need it. So let me turn it off. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Waterless? Yes, I am absolutely waterless. So, one thing, oh man, I hate being so behind on things. So, like, one of the reasons why I get behind on things a lot is because, first of all, like, I assume things take way less time than they actually do. That's why I overpromise often, and, like, I'm starting to promise far, far less things because it's better to underpromise and overdeliver rather than overpromise and underdeliver. But also something is like I always assume things take less time than they actually do. So what happens is I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'll get it done, and I don't get it done. But one of the things which I actually haven't done anything with is, bro, I got a new water bottle. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. I got a brand new water bottle. I got this about a month ago. And I haven't even used it yet because, like, basically, I wanted to record a video with it. Like, I have this entire bag right here. This entire, like, TwitchCon bag with all this sort of stuff in there. I haven't even used it yet because it was like, shit, you know, like, I'll cover this for an overtime. So, like, this week we're going to have a, like, I'm going to record that tomorrow. And that's actually a fact. I hope. But I was going to, like, I'm going to record, like, a new, like, main channel video, and on there like I'm gonna be covering like Twitch, like I made a new like program for Twitch, which is the very first time I'm going to be doing any coding on the channel, which is going to be pretty cool. I'm really interested in how that goes. But for that, I wanted to do like something for overtime, and what I wanted to do for overtime was, hey, you know, because we're talking about Twitch, let's go over like all the shit that I got and that I bought on TwitchCon. And I thought it'd be fun because there's some fun stuff in there. There's some stuff that's really cool in there. And there's all sorts of stuff in between. So I was like, yeah, you know, I'll keep it all in there because it's all packed and stuff. And then like, you know, I'll do that as an overtime. It'll be fun. And then like instead I spent like the last couple of weeks like resorting my like 2,500 songs, entirely rebuilding my stream so that right now like when I'm using my stream deck, I still don't know I still don't know about hearts. I will still fuck up sometimes. And like it's still sitting there. I'm like, man, I really want to use that shit, but I can't. Like I'm still waiting. Pengas, what's up? Mudkip, how's it going? Did I just say penis in your language? Yeah, damn. Steph says, oh look, that's a cool water bottle. I wonder if someone will copyright it and make a 3D model and trade to sell it. Yeah, you know, it is technically like it's like this physical thing is my water bottle, but like it's actually like owned by Twitch. So hey, you know, if you want to like copyright, like take it, steal it, you know, that's not my issue. Maybe Twitch's issue, but it's not my issue. So hey, you know, not my issue. So hey, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't do it. I'm not gonna say you should do it. Whatever you want, man. Do whatever you want. Mokib, how's it going? How are you doing? But yeah. So yeah, how's everyone doing today? Like how was the weekend? Because like honestly, we've been talking a lot. And like I don't think I've even asked today. Like, yo, how was the weekend? How's everyone been going on? What's been popping? What's been popping lately? Is that something people still say? Man, I feel so out of touch. I feel the summer is coming to an end though, which on the one hand makes me sad because that means the beautiful summery days, which look very nice and like which like spell a lot of freedom and like not having to do anything, kind of come to an end. But at the same time, it makes me very happy because that means the temperatures are going down, which means stream consistency is going to be coming back. University is going to be coming back. So yeah, like I don't know how much I'll look forward to that. But yeah, one thing which Rahab said, which I said I was going to come back to, was the like getting paid for doing work. Let me read Tribal really quickly, and then like we'll I'll talk about that because like I've had a period of time where I actually got paid very well, and I had a period of time in which I got paid nothing, and like it's been very interesting to go between those. Tribal says, I'm doing good. I finally ordered my beautiful Italian AGVK1 helmet. Oh, I want to look that up because I want to see what that looks like. AGVK1. Alright. Here we go. What kind of colors do you have on it? Do you have like a specific print on it or like one solid color? Gloss black, so like this one? Oh, Imager's hot link. Damn boy. Damn boy. Let me see if we can get this here. There we go. Nice. Nice, dude. Oh, that is... Man, that's awesome. Bro. That's really cool. Honestly, like, that is something where, like, if you're in a car, like, obviously you have, like, a lot of, like, good things. I like just being able to sit and, like, turn on the radio and just, like, chill. But it doesn't look as cool. It sure doesn't look as cool. So, yeah. Hell yeah, man. How long does it take for you to get it? Like, do they like ship that nearby, or like does that come from like all the sites I'm seeing right here are either like from the UK or from Australia? So I hope it doesn't have to come from like the UK or Australia, because then it will take a long time for you to get it. But yeah, dude, hell yeah. I don't know much about motorbikes or motorbike helmets, so like I can't say that I have a lot of like comparison, but from what I can tell, it looks good. Looks good. So yeah, what was the thing that Rahab said? I kind of want to find, see if we can find it again. Yeah, so Rahab said, like, feels so fucking surreal to think I'm getting paid for all the shit I'm doing. And then you were talking about, like, so used to doing volunteer work and academic stuff, so I keep remembering that when I'm working, it's like, whoa, shit, I'm actually getting paid. So... like, I never really worked all that much in my early years because I was doing a lot of sports. I was doing a lot of swimming. So I never really had, like, small part-time jobs until I started doing, like, YouTube and Twitch. And that was, like, kind of, like, the first time I actually started, like, earning a little bit of money, where basically when I started doing YouTube and I got my first 2 cents, like, in my, like, dashboard after, like, doing half year of videos, because back then you could just, like, put ads on, like, every single channel. I was like, fuck, dude! I just made some random pixels move on the screen and now I got some cents. Made me really happy. And then, like, when we did the offense streams, I was like, oh shit, we just made $8,000 for, like, this charity. Like, it was insane. Like, I couldn't believe that. So then I was kind of saying, like, oh shit, I can do something here. That's also something that really drew me towards, like, doing, like, this content creation stuff. I was like, I could do something with my free time. And for doing something in my spare time, I could earn something. I was like, fuck, that is so cool. Like, that doesn't happen anywhere. However, then around that time, I decided, like, let me just, like, spend all my time on this, because I'm really enjoying it. I wasn't really getting that much enjoyment out of school. So, like, I started doing this, but, like, this shit doesn't pay that much. So I was like, let me go and get, like, a job aside from that. So I got a job aside from this, and that paid decently enough that, like, you know, it was like $1,500 to $2,000 a month, which is, like, nice. And, like, I didn't really have that many expenses. So basically, like, I had, like, a decent budget at that point in time where I could just spend shit. And man, like, did I spend shit? Like, why do I have, for instance, like, such a big ass camera right here? I can actually grab it. Like, how did I have... Oh, shit, you can't see it. But why do I have, like, a camera that cost me, like, a couple $1,000? Why do I have, like, an entire mixer panel, like, an insane, like, computer rig? Why do I have, like, this shit? It's because, like, I worked for it at that point in time, and I just bought it because, like, oh, man, I got money. However, what I did notice was, like, doing that work, a lot of that work wasn't, like, really special work. It was just, like, kind of, like, standard work. Paid rather well, but it was kind of, like, yeah, you know, it was fun. But at a certain point in time, like, it was very, like, you did the same thing every day, which was alright, but I just kind of got bored of it. It was, like... it was always the same thing, and it didn't matter whether you did better or worse, it was always the same pay. So I just started to notice that, like, it just really ate away my personal development, where, yeah, you know, I could do cool shit, but I had to take time off, and, like, I was like, yeah, I can't go to conventions now, and I can't, like, if I'm at conventions, like, that's one thing that I absolutely loved. And, like, this is my goal. This life goals. Just being able to go at conventions and be like, hey, guys, you know, let's go out to eat somewhere, and, like, everything's on me. Because, like, that's something which, like, I've seen all the time at conventions where people are like, oh, yeah, let's go out to have some drinks or some foods. And I was like, yeah, everyone to pay separate bills. And, like, I've learned from home, it's like, if you're going out with friends or family, it's like, you pay the bill. Because, like, you know, like, I value my friends. It's like, I'm not gonna, like whine and, like, split hairs over, like, you know, a drink or two. It's like, fuck it, you know, take it. And, like, I love that. I love being able to do that. However, it really brought me down, just being able to, just, like, having to do the same shit over and over again and not feeling like there was any growth in there for me. So at a certain point in time, I said, fuck it. I'm not gonna, like, kind of destroy my energy, my spirit doing this thing that gives me money. Let me actually go and like do YouTube and Twitch. So that's when I started doing that for like a lot, for like basically full time. And what I found was like initially I focused more on Twitch because Twitch was actually the thing that gave me like actually gave me money, and YouTube hasn't. And what I discovered is like Twitch isn't necessarily good for growth. That's also what you see with this channel. It's like the channel is like we don't really attract new people. We don't really grow that much. What we do is like we just have fun with ourselves, but we don't really grow beyond our bounds because Twitch is really bad for discovery. And then what I discovered is like I really enjoy like hanging out here on streams because like I enjoy hanging out with you guys. Like this is the thing which I enjoy the most. That we just have a back and forth. We just talk about shit. I love that shit. But what I do like what I did feel, especially that year when I did like Charbel may remember this. That was like the year when I started doing that full time when I did like the Fortuna streams, like 8 hours a day. That's when I definitely did not have a job because it's like 8 hours a day of Fortuna streams. Like it was fun. We like I really loved those where like Jin would like get up and then drive to school and like every day like he'd be in the stream. We talk about that stuff. It was like I enjoyed that, but at the same time, it was like again, it was like getting on this grind for like doing the same shit every single day for money. I was like, man, I hate this. It's like I didn't necessarily hate streaming, but I again got more like personal growth and like fun out of like, you know, making videos. So right now I'm more focused on making videos. And one thing which I discovered is like I definitely haven't earned as much, and like ever since I stopped doing that stuff and like started doing like Twitch streaming, YouTube, going to university, like doing all the personal growth stuff. Ever since like I stopped doing that work, I haven't earned like half as much as I've earned from like that. Maybe not even a quarter. But it's been really good for like feeling like I've made progression. And that is something where, yes, right now I have this feeling where I'm like, if I do work, I'm not expecting to get paid. And if someone were to give me money, like again, like right now, like we're having trouble coming in with like those gift subs coming in with like the subs today. It feels amazing, but again, it feels so surreal because I'm like, I'm not used to like earning money for the things that I do. And it's also what I'm like trying to overcome it over time where I'm like, hey, you know, let me actually like make it like a thing that I feel like has a definite value where like you can put money in, like I can see that transaction working, just to like establish more in my mind that hey, what I'm doing may have value to some people. So that's something where like even though like I've been in a situation where hey, I've had this part where I worked a lot and I earned a lot of money, and because of that it felt really good. I could travel a lot, I could like pay for people's stuff, I could like sub to like I was sub to like 15 streamers at a time because I thought it was so much fun. Everyone that just got part was like, oh yeah, what's up. At a certain point in time it was kind of like, man, it felt good, but at the same time like that was also so draining. But then like going on like a personal development journey felt more fulfilling, but at the same time like you also get to have this insecurity about like, hey, is what I'm doing, is that worth it? And that's where I feel like you got to find the right balance for yourself. So overall, to like sum that all up, I think that what you need to learn from that is that like getting the money isn't everything. It's not going to be fully fulfilling. So never really do a job, if you can, that only does one thing where there's no potential for growth. At the same time, don't recklessly jump into like what I did, where it's like, oh, I'm going to follow my dreams. I'm going to be, you know, this ideal version of social media tries to portray like, oh, I'm gonna give everything up and do this, because chances of you being successful right at the gate is like very close to zero. And even if you are, you might even just like burn up and then be done in a couple of years. Or if you have this really slow ramp up, which I hope I have a really slow ramp up and it's gonna go up and up and up at some point in time, then you're gonna have to like deal with like, hey, where does your worth come from? How well, like you're gonna have to deal with these issues. And that's something which like really grows you over time. It's like a lot of interesting things to learn, but it's not always like equally fun. And we'll also like you have to grapple with that. Also, Paul, how's it going? How you doing, man? Hey, Michel Postma, how you doing, bro? I'm doing alright. We're just chilling here. We're talking about all sorts of stuff, from like memes to some oopsies that YouTube and Twitch have done to like work to like, yo, hey, Fame, how's it going? How you doing? So yeah, Steph says, you heard it first, people. Don't follow your dreams. Get some capital, then start following your dreams, but have the backbone with money to support it. Yeah, like, how would I put it? I'd say follow your dreams responsibly. So what do I mean with responsibly? Like, I don't know. That's it. I do not know what I mean with follow your dreams responsibly, but follow your dreams as closely responsibly as you can. So what do I mean with that? Why do I say I don't know? Well, I don't know because I don't know what the best way is of following your dreams. I think that like jumping in head on and just like going off on a whim is not the best approach, because I've done that. I've quit university for like a sub 100 subs YouTube channel because it's like, oh yeah, it is the future. However, at the time, I was actually doing Twitch events where, hey, you know, we did 100 hours, like within 100 hours, I got 1.2 million views on Twitch, which is pretty insane. But I didn't see that at the time. I really didn't realize that that was the big thing that I was feeling so confident about, and it wasn't my YouTube channel, but I thought that was the YouTube channel back then. I was so dumb. I was so naive. But it's fun, you know, looking back at it, I was like, I turned out alright. I was naive. I made dumb decisions, but hey, that's what you're young for. So don't just jump in without a plan. Don't just jump in like head first and like hope that it works out, because chances are it may not work out. However, also be like watch out that like if you're saying like, hey, get capital, get this, like when is it enough? Like you're gonna have to have an enough standard. So for instance, what I have like what I've been dealing with like over the last couple of years is that like back in 2018, I said I want to build something up for myself, so to the point where I am good enough to like start aspiring to things again. So for instance, the thing which I really want to do is I really want to go back to the part with what I did in 2018 to like do big events again, like engage with other creators, make sure that I can like support their like aspirations and like build them up and like do really cool shit. Like I would love to do that. I would love to meet more people, do more collaborations, all that sort of stuff. But like there was a point in 2018 where I felt it wasn't good enough. Where I felt like, and it was pretty clear to me that I wasn't good enough to do that. So I was like, shit, okay, I can't just jump into this blindly anymore. I can't just blindly assume that everyone that I meet is super hyped and stoked to do this with me. I'm super hyped and stoked to like do all this. I need to make sure that I at least have something to back it up. I need to make sure that, you know, I have, what's it called? Like I need to make sure that I don't just like blindly jump into something without having like imagine someone who doesn't earn any money organizing events for millions of people where he makes no money, reaching out to people that have millions of followers where like, hey, you know, it's like if I say, hey, I'm a content creator, and then they look at my channel and it's like it hasn't posted for like 6 months, like how much are they gonna believe that, right? You need to have some personal investment. You need to make sure that you at least like you need to build something. As Steph says, get some capital. Capital can be money, but capital can also just be like resources or personal like skills, or like capital can be in many forms. So it was right at that point in time I needed to build some capital. However, I still feel like I'm not quite there yet, and like there can be millions of things I can be working on. So for instance, one of the things which I've noticed, like right when I came back from TwitchCon, like we actually had like a couple of people that I met from TwitchCon like come over to the channel, follow, drop a raid. I was like, oh shit, it's so cool. But then I was like, shit, my streaming setup is not good enough. I need to fix it. So then I added like 3 other cameras. I changed this all up. And I was like, shit, dude, like now I have a really cool setup, but like, I don't know, I don't like the colors of that thing. And like, I would love to have like a better camera right here, because right here I'm using like a webcam. I would love to have another camera of this because I love this picture quality. But then when I do like these top few streams, I want to have like another camera of that there. But then I would have to spend like another $800 to like get that. And only then can I stream. Where at the same time, right now there are people streaming who don't even use a camera, and they're streaming to thousands of viewers. So it's like your level of like good enough can like also really restrict you from not following your dreams. Where you're like, oh, I need to be perfect, but it will never be perfect. So that's what I mean with like I don't know when you should follow your dreams, but I know that you shouldn't follow your dreams diving head first and not caring about anything, because you need to have like some safety net. You need to consider some things, but at the same time, don't wait to like, if your thing is like, I'm gonna wait until I have like capital and like everything is set, like either very clearly define that, or like, you know, like don't wait too long for it, because that's something which I feel like I've been waiting on for too long. Right now I feel the pieces are finally falling together, where I feel like I have a plan for the main channel, I have a plan for like the gaming channel, I have a plan for stream, and like it's kind of coming together, but it's taken a long time, and it's just taking such a long time to take such small steps. And sometimes it's so frustrating, and I still feel like, oh, I should have been there or should have been there. So follow your dreams responsibly, but I don't know what is responsible, and I don't know when that is. That's something you got to decide for yourself, and you'll probably be wrong, but you know, try it anyway, because either being stuck in this like work cycle where you're not gonna like grow yourself, but you earn money, but like you don't grow yourself and you're like, it's soul eating, that's frustrating as fuck. Or being in this cycle where you do things where you feel it's really worthwhile and meaningful, but you don't feel like, you know, it's worth anything, because you don't feel like you're being rewarded for something. You're getting used to like your work not being rewarded. Like those things are bad ends, and like you need to be in the middle somewhere. And how to get there is like just follow your thing. That's your adventure. So yeah, Paul says I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good as well. Yeah, man. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Afim says maybe may have some amendment to the statement. Follow your dreams strategically. You will learn. Be attentive. Oh yeah, that's actually a good one. Follow your dreams strategically. Actually, it's like strategically in the moment. It's kind of like sailing a ship. Like you don't know like what your entire journey will be, but like you can like adjust like course at every point in time. So adjust course to like where you think the horizon looks the best and go there, and then like adjust course again. Like one course will never be like you'll never know to start like where you exactly want to go. Steph says, go job, make capital, let's say 5 figures, then reduce your job to 0.5 the contract, if possible, and then try to follow your dreams. You'll still have a job and some income, but in case your dream would not go, you can always still go back to that job. Michel, follow your dreams responsibly. Michel then can't explain what that means. I don't know what you mean by it. I just don't know what the best way is to follow your dreams. Michel then starts explaining quite intuitively and soundly proper advice about following your dreams without going into the notions of the best. See... This is stream, okay? Stream is just my thoughts, and like my thoughts can just be very interconnected. So I can say something, and I can completely contradict that the next moment. Y'all just be my sounding board sort of thing. So, hey, I appreciate it. I don't know if I have all the answers today. I don't know if we have all the answers, and I will never claim to have all the answers because, like, if I did, I would have solved things quite a bit right now. But yeah, one thing that I'm definitely working on is like trying to figure things out for myself, and then like whatever I learn, I'm always happy to share that with you. And I definitely have some experience into like diving into something which like I really would love to do, and like there's still more coming because like I made this entire like document about the things that I would love to do when it comes to my dream sort of thing. I can be a blank canvas with intuition. Let me see. Do I want to share this already, or do I want to go over this another time? Nah, I'm gonna go over this another time because I first want to like work on this further. But like there are some things that I would really love to do this year, and move forward to, because there's definitely some big problems which I would love to tackle and really want to tackle because I think that it's big. Not necessarily it's big and like oh it can be big, but like it's really meaningful to me. Yeah, it's like I need to make sure like I can balance that stuff. That's also why like I can't wait to be done with university. Because then I will have more time on my hands, but also like if I'm done with university, I need to make sure that like what I do right now is sustainable. So actually like it all falls down together. Like this year it's gonna be very fucking crucial. In about a year's time, I really hope that I'm gonna be at a good spot where like a way better spot than I'm right now. When it comes to like the channels and stuff, maybe I'm not, and then like I'll have to like readjust. Then we'll see. But I have a good plan. I'm really glad that overtime is up and running. I'm really glad that like I got some vlogs going. I'm really glad that I have a format on the main channel which I like. I do want to do a new format on the gaming channel, which I kind of want to borrow inspiration from my old stuff, but we'll see. You're going to paint on all of us? Paint? Why would I paint? I'm not a painter. I've never worked with paint. But hey, I could. However, yeah. So yeah, things are falling into place. I can't promise so much because, again, like a lot of this is like so quote unquote in the works, and I don't want to overpromise and under-deliver because I have learned from that. I don't want to do that. But anyway, Fame, how's it going? How are you doing? I really miss my water, man. I really miss my water. It's so sad. Especially with the just chatting stream. Just splash it and call it a day. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But yeah. How is you, Afim? How is you? Tomorrow we're gonna be continuing on with with yada yada yada. We're gonna be continuing on with Black Mesa, Half-Life, and then hopefully more games will come soon. Afim got me near Replicant. I really want to play on stream as well, but also we have other games that will be following up soon. So it kind of depends on like what the schedule is. There's also new games coming out in October or September, which I really want to play. So there's a lot on the schedule, and hopefully streams can be a lot more consistent, which hopefully from now on they will be. So use a magical rune. Yeah, I think like I may just go grab a water soon. But yeah. So yeah, I honestly I love the Just Chatting one. It's always so much fun. It's like we just talk about so many random shit, and like that just makes it like. It just adds more to it. So yeah. Anyway, I think though that I pulled Songli and become the Genshin House bonus. You got Songli. Yeah, I saw that in chat. Congrats, Songli, the best legend in Genshin. I should get back to Genshin at some point in time, but I remember like not knowing anything about it. So maybe at some point like we can play it a bit and like you can catch me up there. But at the same time, like I can't, like I don't really want to be asking like, hey, Fame, do you want to like help me out in Genshin, because I don't have that much time. So I don't want to be like, I don't want you to just like, oh yeah, sure, I have time. Do you want to like do it tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, actually tomorrow I'm completely stuffed with like work. So I have no time. But yeah, like if I have more time, I'd love to like get back to Genshin a bit. So how are you? I guess the appropriate response. I'm alright. I'm like, things are returning into like their proper like working state sort of thing, which also means the university's starting back up, which means like I'm not so stoked about that. But it also means that streams are becoming more consistent. It also means that I just gotta like, I have to work now again on like producing things rather than like doing back-end work, where there will always be so much to do. But yeah, also I think that you may be interested in this because you requested this quite a bit. But basically, Odysee is being worked on right now. So I don't know if you've been following this much. I doubt anyone has. But basically, like I am uploading all my stuff on Odysee right now. All the backlog that I've missed. Oh, shut up, Odysee. Don't start playing a stream, which I haven't started yet. Yeah, so basically, like as you can see right here, the Post Malone channel didn't really have to used to have that many uploads. It's got 174 right now, which is about 30 videos away from like the total videos I have on there. So as you can see here, a lot of like basically everything before 2019 didn't used to be on there. So everything here I've uploaded over the last couple of weeks. We have all the framecasts are going to be thrown on there. Everything that's longer than an hour was never uploaded to Odysee. Now it will be. So there will be new videos on here. The Michel Postma stream archive is also going to be uploaded here on Odysee. So this stream will be on here as well as like all the previous streams here. So let's see. Oh, Odysee, unlike YouTube, has been telling me. Wait, Odysee actually sends out notifications whenever I post something here? Really? Even when I post like way back? Damn, I did not know that. Okay, so Odysee apparently sends notifications whenever I upload something. So if you want to be thrown to death by bombarded with notifications of me like uploading so many videos, especially the Michel Postma streams channel is gonna like have a whole bunch of things uploaded to it. But also like the Post Malone channel is gonna have some like, there still needs to be a whole bunch of framecasts thrown on here. The Michel Postma channel still needs to have like some podcasts put on there. But yeah, if you want to have notifications, if you want to have no ads, if you want to have no YouTube, then this is like your video platform, basically. But yeah, that is that's what I'm working on over the last few weeks. But that's also something which what's it called? Like I can do, but it doesn't mean production. But production will be coming back. So yeah, if you are subscribed right now, you can already see the what's it called, the Half-Life video is going to be coming out tomorrow. You can also catch up on the overtime where I actually went back and saved the NPCs. I know you'll hate me for that, but I loved saving them because they gave me a shotgun. I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of myself for going back on my morals. But yeah, we did an overtime. Tomorrow there will be, I'll upload the Apex video. I actually got someone to absolutely obliterate me on Apex, which is fun. But yeah, that's coming up. That's coming up. Other than that, is there anything I've missed? Anything that we haven't talked about yet? I feel like we've done a lot of good talking today. I love the just settings because like I have no real control over where to go. I said I want to prepare them a little bit more, and I think that like I will work to that. But yeah, let's see. We're not continuing on your timeline retcon, are we? No, we're not. Like basically my what's it called? My overtimes are like non-canon fillers. Basically, they're deserts. So nothing that happens there will happen like in the official release. It's just extras. So the extras will never influence it. That's something which I hate with like anime. For instance, right now, dude, anyone here watching One Piece? I hate it. I hate it so much. Right now, One Piece is having like a flashback, which is like the setup for the movie. But the movie that's actually airing in theaters right now has spoilers for like the current anime arc, which is like one of the biggest arc that they've been working up to. So I cannot watch the movie, but also a lot of stuff that's being set up there has never been seen before, like in the series, which normally you might be like, oh, but that's really cool because, you know, they're putting on another piece of the pie sort of thing. It's like, that's awesome. It's like, no, that's not awesome, because in One Piece, they never just introduce something out of the blue. They reference it earlier and then they bring it into it. So for instance, One Piece made a reference to something that they were only going to introduce 20 years later. That's the series that One Piece is. So, you know, this is something where it's like, oh yeah, there was a character that was related to a character that's very important here because that's related to the movie, but this character has never been referenced ever before. There's been no mention of them. I gotta believe that. It's like, get the fuck out. You're fillering. And like, that's cool. Fillering is cool, but don't make it part of the canon, right? And that's what they're kind of doing. So I'm not watching that shit until like we're completely done with the arc, and then I can watch that shit and then can safely watch the movie. But that's annoying because they're taking up like valuable real estate of real episodes, and I'm sitting here waiting. And there was no episode last weekend. I'm pissed. I'm pissed because One Piece is getting good. I mean, it's always been good, but like it's climaxing right now, and things that are climaxing are good. Okay, I'm not gonna. Y'all been clipping things way too much. I need to watch my words. To be honest, I think that maybe one of the things that platforms these days are missing the mark on is like censorship sort of thing. Where like, oh man, like we're gonna ban people that say these words, and like what you're gonna get then is that people are gonna use these words a lot more in private because they're like, oh man, people hate this, people hate when we use that. Let us use this. It's like, or hey, you know, they're silencing us because we say this. Let's support this sort of thing. Like, basically, you're gonna get your first reaction that you want to. What you should do is meme the fuck to death about that. Because, like, you know, right now, I'm like, hey, I want to say something. But then I realize, holy shit, I got people watching me. That if I say something, if I do, like, some weird sound, they'll clip it and they'll meme it to death. So let me watch my words. So, hey, you know, just change it around. Steph says, okay, want to do some stuff around the house. See you, people. Thank you so much, Rahab, once again for the sub. All right, Steph, thank you so much for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it, and have a good rest of your day. I hope you enjoy. Go on, I'm attentive. Well, if you want to see like the most extreme thing from today's stream, ask Grab for a link or so. God dang! Or like check the latest clips, sort of thing. Check the latest clips. That said, though, I think that let's see. I agree. Censoring stuff only gives it power. Yeah, I mean, like, not to get all serious and stuff. But let me get a little bit. I'm not gonna get serious, okay? But like we are gonna talk about something which may be considered a serious topic. But yeah, like I am really against like the entire censor thing. In the sense that like I've seen it influence me. And what do I mean with that? Is that I think that when it comes to like the internet, I've grown up when the internet was basically like a Wild West place, and I loved it back then because basically like you'd go on the internet and you could go from like just a normal website to fucking Goatsy or like Reddit 50/50 or like, you know, extreme shock shit where like, you know, the internet had everything, and I never assumed the internet was for kids. The internet was something for grown-ups. So like if you went on there, like you would see things that wouldn't be for the faint of heart, but that was the internet. It was like, it was the Wild West, and that was lovely about it because it wasn't curated as TV. You would go into lobbies, for instance, when it comes to like Modern Warfare or whatever, and like you'd have people like screaming all sorts of profanities at each other. And one thing that I often used to do was just like shut it down. I would never listen to it. Actually, like I wasn't the type of kid that would go to many of these shock sites. I wasn't the type of kid that would go to many of these places because I had the things that I wanted to go to, and these weren't necessarily part of my rhythm. Back in the day with YouTube, when you had people like Leafy is here, for instance, who would make videos where they'd be like criticizing or maybe even ridiculing other creators that post shit like that's kind of weird and funky on like the platform. Or you'd have creators like Filthy Frank who would actually go out of his way to like be very humorous and over the top like weird shit. Like that wasn't the type of stuff I used to watch all that much. But then when I started to notice that YouTube was actually shutting that stuff down, but then when I heard hey, you know, Leafy got banned, or hey, when I heard that this type of shit is like Filthy Frank has to stop because we're not allowing like vomit in videos anymore, or we're not allowing this anymore, I kind of got curious, like why the hell are they taking this away? And I watched it. I was kind of like, I don't necessarily see why they're taking this away. And in the case of Filthy Frank, I actually grew into it because like I heard that it was going away. I was like watching it. I was like, hey man, it's actually kind of enjoyable. And then I like Hair Cake is a fucking like the cake trilogy is fucking amazing. But I would have never known about it if it wasn't for like them kind of like closing it down. And similarly, when it comes to like Leafy, like I never liked Leafy in his like prime. But then when he kind of came back after like being shut down, like the fact that he was kind of going against what everyone else is doing. For instance, like right now, the fact that people are censoring fucking shit in like their YouTube videos, I'll never do that. You'll never see me do that. I'll delete my channel before I do that, because like I think that like censoring words like fuck and shit and piss, it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, we all know what these words are. Even if you bleep them, everyone knows who they are. It's like, why the hell would someone be so painfully hurt by a word as fuck, right? Or shit. Why would anyone be hurt by that? Like what happens when, like, it seems like such a weird relic from like a television era where you have to bleep that because, oh my god, what if people hear that? It's like, get the fuck out. But now that actually like popular YouTubers are doing that because it cuts their ad revenues a bit. It's like, that shit, like, I kind of want to make a video that's just like fuck, like that all the time right now. That's not something that I would inherently do, but because they're moving towards that, they're like kind of putting that on there, I feel like I'm having a bit of a counter reaction. So when it comes to like censoring stuff like that, yeah, it gives it power. Like the fact that like I felt like when Leafy Mode was making his videos on Pokemon, like no, those wouldn't be videos that I would make myself. But at the same time, like he was having a little bit of a point with some of the things, and then because you knew that this was so much against like what YouTube and Twitch and so wanted, it was kind of like, yeah, you know, I watch this. And then when he got banned, I was like, you subscribe to him. And like I could have never imagined that back in the day when he was just like making his videos, I would ever be subscribed to him. But because it was something that was like something that was standing up against like the thing that was kind of like making my favorite YouTubers like censor themselves, I was like, fuck it, you know, if you're out here, if you're an enemy to like the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing, that's kind of what I started feeling like. Like basically right now, anyone that kind of like opposes YouTube and Twitch, I'll support you. Not entirely, okay, let me not make that like my, hey, you know, you have my A-okay. But I do feel that like back in the day, like the fact that people were free to create what they wanted, or at least felt free to create what they want, because I still feel people are free to create what they want. It just means like, hey, you know, your video gets age restricted. But that's also why I'm moving towards Overtime or moving towards Odysee, because what I want is I want to have this independence. I want to make sure that I can still curse in my videos. I want to make sure that I can still like go and look at like, I don't know, Warframe porn if I want to as a video, which Cole had to delete because it was against YouTube guidelines. And I'm like, fuck it, you know, I still want to do that. And if my video gets age restricted, which means that you can't watch it unless you upload an ID to YouTube, which is ridiculous. You don't give your personal information to something on the internet. But if you want to do that, like if you don't want to do that, then there's Odysee, which Odysee does not have age restriction. So there will be a link in the description below where like, hey, if I make this video, where it's like, hey, you know, we're watching a Warframe porn or whatever, because I'm a Warframe partner and that's what we do. And then like, you know, you want to watch that, but hey, YouTube has age restricted that, you can just click on the link, you go to Odysee, you can watch it right there. Same shit. You don't have to do shit. You can just watch it there because I'm not bound to YouTube. I have that freedom. And I don't need to care about ads being like not on there because, oh, it's not suitable for advertising because I'm supported by my community. My community like decides what they find is fun and what they don't find is fun. And if I make content which I don't find being fun, then hey, my support drops and I'll change that, but I will not change to like people that are just like advertising. Like I'll only change to the people that watch me. I will not change to the people that like want to control the platform. I think that is like more organic, better. However, it's a shame that that's because like things are being clamped down. And like, yeah, what you say is like, yeah, I really agree with that. When you censor shit, it gives it more power. And that's something where I feel like what I say is like if you meme about it, like hey, you know, if you say hey you're not like you're not allowed to make weird noises on what's it called? You're not allowed to make weird noises on stream, like I'll make all the weird noises. But if you start memeing them, maybe I'll stop. So I don't need to go to Patreon for that at all. No. So like this is also the thing. Like I've also heard that people got banned of Patreon and or like whatever. I'm not foreseeing anything like that happening to me because like again, like I'm not the type of person that will make like an insanely out of the way. I feel like a lot of times it's kind of hard to intentionally breach like community guidelines because, you know, what I do is kind of reasonable. That said, I do want to make sure that I'm not dependent on anything. So what I have right now is like, hey, you can get the same rewards for Patreon as you can get for Twitch subscriptions or you can get for like YouTube memberships in the future. Especially right now because like with Twitch you have Amazon Prime. You can like subscribe for free with Prime. It's like, why would I withhold like this option where you can support me with real money for free? It's like, yeah, of course I want that. But at the same time, like I also don't want to have this only be on Twitch where, hey, if you're on Twitch and you don't have Prime, your lowest tier is like $5. Or on Patreon, the lowest tier is $1. So it's like, you know, like I want to have that independence. And I think that's good, but at the same time, it's sad that that needs to be the case. So yeah. No, I do like the overall view on the on Patreon. Like the thing which I think is sad about Twitch is that like Twitch doesn't really allow like these embed videos. So and like the coloring of the text. So right here I have like I can call it a text and exactly explain like what the hell is going on. So I would definitely recommend like check this out, especially like even if you're subscribed, there's like furry videos in here which I made, which you may not have seen yet. So like check it out if you want to. If you don't want to, you may not want to, whatever. But yeah, I think it's always like fun. Anyway, that said, like I think like we've covered a lot of things. We went everywhere this stream. So yeah, I think I'm gonna like leave it here. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing horror like Black Mesa. I'm really looking forward to that because I cannot wait to continue that adventure. And I'll be seeing you all around by then, I guess. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Mondays, Just Chatting Mondays. Just Chatting Mondays, Just Chatting. I don't know how I got into it, but like I really enjoyed this. This and now talking about things where we're not on the couch, but honestly, I kind of enjoyed the lighting of this more. So maybe I should like just wait with using the couch scene until I find a purpose for it, which I don't know if I ever will, but we'll see. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day, and see you all tomorrow on Tuesday. Goodbye.